How you going, guys? And so welcome back to start of back on the Jag 7. So last night I got some body filler on this. I'm going to get sanding it off in bits and pieces. But I just had a comment last night. I just want to cover briefly. A guy said that you reckon I talk too much and there's not enough footage of me working. So I just would like people's thoughts on it. I can try and do a couple of takes and see if I can get my explanations up a bit shorter and stretch out my sped up footage so it's a little bit longer, or I can just leave some natural footage of me working in there, as long as I don't end up with too big a long videos, or I don't want to end up with like 3 or 4 videos that I can put into one. Just let me know what your thoughts are. I just like some feedback to see what people think. If the whole hippie is just going, keep doing what you're doing fine, well, I'll just leave it at that. And, I'll do little tweaks over time, as I find something new that I sort of like from somebody else's sort of style of videos I see. I'm always adapting, and you see something else and you think, that'd be quite cool, I might sort of try that. And as we all do, we all sort of see people's videos and try different little bits and pieces. That's where I come up with the sped up footage from, and putting a little music in and all that sort of stuff. You take a little bits and pieces from here and there. But anyway, just give me some feedback and tell me what you think, and I'll get on this and get some body filler sanded off and see how it all went last, because I came out here last night and it was still a little sticky on top, but I'll see how we go, and we'll get sanding. Cheers. Definitely didn't put enough hardener in it. Still chilly. That's, I don't know, at least 12 hours. That's crazy. Anyway, I'll press the bed. Oh well, so that was a bit of a major screw up. Um, the uh, the body filler just wouldn't sand properly, just keep gumming up paper. So I thought, screw it. I just got the wire brush out the grinder. I've taken it all off. I tried to be as light as I could to not disturb my etch too much. So I'm going to mix up another batch and make sure I put quite a bit more hardener in it and get it on there, and then hopefully in half an hour or so I can get sanding again. Alrighty, I'll leave you to it, and I'll be back shortly. More. But anyway, a little bit there, a little bit there. Watch, just mix, quickly mix it just a little bit so I can get some down in there, a little bit in that corner, which I missed last time too. I might just smear a little bit over that front piece. Right. So I mixed up it just a little bit more so I can get just a couple of spots on this before. I'll let that go off and see how it goes. Hopefully. Right, so I've got my initial spread back on again. So I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna have a coffee, let this cure off, check out, see what this footage is like with this ProTake app, yeah, and I'll come back out in half an hour or whatever and see what this is like, because it's still quite a cool day. Like, it's only a few degrees above freezing. I did have the little heater on in here just to take the chill off the air, but I've run out of gas, so I'll have to get another gas bottle. But I got my initial spread on there. I managed to get that this time. I got that properly this time. So yeah, we'll let that go off, and then I'll hopefully this time it'll sand properly. Otherwise, yeah, I'll think that, because I put quite a heap quite a bit more hardener in it this time, and it was going off my finger, so hopefully it shouldn't have any problems this time. But yeah, I was quite surprised. That's the first major fail I've had with body filler. Anyway, yeah, right. So I've had something to eat. I've let this go off for half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it is. So this is what it was doing before. It had gone off, but it was just real gummy. So I thought, screw it, and I just tore it off. So that's had a good 30, 40 minutes to cure. So I'll see what that's like to sand now. It's like I put a heap more body hardener in it. I don't know if it's just the cold temperature, because this panel was cold. It's definitely not sticky like it was, but I don't know, it almost doesn't feel like it's gone off enough. But I'll have a little play and just see what it's like. So that's what we've done on here. Like I've scraped most of it off. I'll use the wire brush to scrape most of it off, but I'll give this a light rub and just see how much extra shit gets in this. Yeah, it's still not off enough. Man, how much hardener you have to put in this shit? It is sanding, but it's still not good. I don't know. I've never really had too much of a problem with it. Like, normally if it's a bit cool, like an hour or so, or close to an hour, will do it. But I might just have to leave it half an hour longer. Because it is cool. It is a cool day. Like, it's only, you see, it's still, you can hear my hand sticking to it. Look, it is only probably 3 or 4 degrees. Well, I can't quite get it sticking in my mouth, but yeah, it's quite cool. I might just go back inside for another half an hour and just see if it'll harden up a bit more. Yeah, because that steel's fairly cold, so it might be just borderline cold enough for it to go off at a reasonable temperature. So yeah, I think I'll just leave it for a bit and just see how it goes. I might even go see my partner next door with a mate and have a coffee or something and come back and have another try. There's no point just wasting sandpaper. Like, it's definitely gone off. Like, it's way harder than what it was before, but it's still got that sort of that sticky feel. It's not real gummy, but it's got that stick. So I'll leave it for a while. Alrighty. So the sun's come out. The temperature's lifted a bit. I might just pull this forward into the sun, or push it forward into the sun a little bit. Give it another few minutes, because it's not quite as sticky as it was before. The temperature's come up probably 3 or 4 degrees with the sun coming out, so I might just give the stuff half a chance to go off properly. So yeah, I think So I think it was definitely a problem before, was temperature. I think it was just too cold. It was probably, say, 5 or 6 degrees C which I don't know, was probably, I'm guessing about 40 Fahrenheit or thereabouts. So it's fairly cool. Now that the sun's come out, like it's only come out in the last, I don't know, 20 minutes I suppose. The temperature's jumped up to, probably 10 or 11 degrees C, and so at least now I can actually get a bit of, I can get some warmth actually in the panel, because that panel's like changed temperature heaps. Down the side here, where it's still in the shade, it's quite cold, but up here it's probably, probably 10 degrees, that body temperature, so it'll give this full of half a chance to actually cure up a bit more. So that'll be good. It's a shame the sun wasn't around there a little bit, just to get a little bit more down the side, but should be right. Just have to remember this stuff doesn't like the cold. That the Rage Gold that I was using in Australia, mind you, I didn't actually really use that in the cold, so I don't know. I have done a bit of body work, like filler work and that in the cold, and it has taken a while, but yeah, I don't know. Should be right, all sorted. I reckon that's probably what the problem was, and it was probably what the problem was with the stuff last night, because it didn't probably have quite enough hardener in it. As you can see, I'm actually scraping that. It's a bit of the body filler off this. So yeah, that obviously definitely didn't have enough body filler hardener in it, and because probably if it was like 20 or 30 degrees C, or mid 60s or 70 degrees Fahrenheit, it probably would have went off. But just with being low temp, not freezing, but borderline overnight and stuff like that, it just wasn't enough for it to go off. But anyway, should be right. I'll pause the camera for a while and give this another few minutes, and then I'll give her a sand and see what happens. Righty, so it's only been a few minutes, but I'll have all these sand here and just see whether that cuts off all right. Probably needs another few minutes. Another easy tip for doing these curves, stuff like that, but I roll out newspaper with just a couple of bits of masking tape around it, make sure he rolls it reasonably tight, and then just wrap sandpaper around it and go for gold. Obviously not a yucky piece like that. Yeah, obviously just needed that heat. I'll leave it for a bit longer and just... Right. So this has now had quite probably a couple of hours sitting in the sun. Yeah, actually ended up down at Dad's brother's place. They popped down and said hello, and asked me to help out with a couple of things that they weren't really sure on with technology wise. But anyway, this feels nice and dry now. It's had, as I said, a couple of hours to bake in the sun, so I'll give it have a go and see what it sounds like now. Hopefully I get a decent result and don't get paper full of shit. Yeah, so we'll have a play and I'll let you know. Righty, so I've sanded basically half the front. Try and see if I can show you. There's some minor little spots. It's actually pretty good. I'm only going to have to touch up little bits and pieces. I might just put another full light skim across here just to make sure I do have it right. Obviously I haven't done down the bottom there yet. That's going to be fairly awkward. I'm going to have to basically sand that by hand without probably a block. Fortunately, a lot of that's not seen, so as long as it's reasonable, it's not going to matter because it's hidden by the bumper and the grille. That's not super important to be like really super fussy, but we'll get it nice and smooth. Be no pinholes in it, so at least if you take a bumper off, you're never going to know that it wasn't normal. But yeah, no, it's looking good. I think around here is pretty good. I don't think I really need to do too much more than around here. Might need a little bit, or hopefully maybe just high build. I might just need to put a little bit more back in here because I might even just sand it down a little bit far there by the feels of it. The side feels fairly good. Feels all good through here. You know, as I said, just want to redo this. I'll put a little bit more in the odd little mark and spot. But I've so that yellow paper is 60 grit, which is it's not bad. Probably normally would have started off with like 40 or 36 or something like that, but it's just what was here. Again, like I'm not going to go buy this stuff here and then it'll do the job. And then I've the little soft block, I just used one of those 80 grit discs on it. So yeah, like even here is pretty good. I don't think I'll have to worry about anything else in here. Hopefully whatever else we get we'll find in high build, and that might be just glazing putty or something like that. But so yeah, man. So hopefully, pretty good. I think, it's not going to take a lot of extra body filler to do what I need to do. Jeez. So yeah, anyway, I think we'll be right. So yeah, I'll start sanding this bit. Alrighty, so I won't call it quits now, but I'll go have some tea, get my phone to charge up, shift some of this footage back off it again, see where I'm at with a bit of editing, and yeah, I'll either do a roundup or we'll do a bit more, maybe carry on tomorrow. How you going, guys? So I thought I'd just do a bit of a roundup video for this. So what I've done, I've tried to do something a little bit slightly different. Basically not, but a little bit different. Mainly because of the comment that I got from somebody. So I just thought I'd try something. Try and shorten my talking clips up a little bit if I possibly could. I cut the odd piece out that I thought wasn't really important and try to stitch things together. I've stretched out my working clips a bit with, sort of speeding up, but still stretched them out, so I haven't sped them up quite so quick. So like instead of being half a minute or a minute long, I've tried to stretch them out so they're about 3 minutes, or give or take, 2-3 minutes. There might be the odd shorter one in there. But yeah, so I'd like some feedback from sort of everybody if you can. Let me know what you think of just what I'm doing in general. Are you enjoying my videos? Am I talking too much? Are the working clips too short? Like if people don't say anything, you don't know. And I appreciate that guy's feedback. Like, hey, like I'm all for feedback as long as it's not nasty crap. We all do things different. But yeah, like I'm not into the, if somebody's going to send me a nasty message, I'll just block it, delete it, whatever. But I'm happy to take good criticism. But anyway, so we'll leave it at that. Tomorrow I'll get some more body filler and everything on this. Hopefully the weather's good for me. I can get another block back because obviously that stuff needs some reasonable heat to go off. And then hopefully maybe during the week, weather depending, I'll get some hide boot on the front end of this, whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 coats, whatever, to see what it needs. If that doesn't work out with the weather, I'll start working on the doors and try and get maybe some body filler on them, but I still probably need to put a bit of etch on them. But yeah, so that'll do. So like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, and thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.